I used to be very selfish in regards to what I wanted, what I thought I deserved out of life. I had a very big victim mentality for many, many years, for many reasons, because my mum and dad broke up. I thought I was a victim from that. I thought I had a tough childhood. Even if I spoke to my family, I'd say, no, I didn't have a tough childhood, blah, blah, whatever. But, deep inside it was tough, and, that I held on to that like I was a victim, like it wasn't my fault. And why did that happen? Why didn't I have a family like other kids? But, so victim mentality that stuck with me, when I lost my TV show, when I got thrown off TV and everything went wrong for me, I was the victim again. I was very pity mentality. I had a big pity parties in my mind. And because of that, I self-sabotaged, and I had a big fucking fuck you button, a big self-destruct button. I don't know if anyone else has got a fuck you button, but a fuck you button it's not fuck you to other people. The fuck you button is a fuck you to yourself. I don't know if you have that button, but I certainly have that button. It's a button that I press when I just think, do you know what, Dan, you're doing my nut in. Fuck you, mate. I'm getting obliterated. I'm going to press this button here. I'm going to consume as much drugs and alcohol as I can. And I'm going to keep going until I'm completely on another planet. And I don't know what's going on. And fuck you. Do you know what I mean? So, pity led to self-destruct. But also, my coping mechanism quickly became drink. Do you know what I mean? Soothing myself. And I think a lot of us fall into that trap, especially if you're listening to this podcast. But anyway, and I was very driven. To prove. So I had a lot of pity, and I was driven to prove the world wrong. My mum moved away when I was very young, 15, 16 years old. I had a point to prove that I could survive on my own. Financially, I never had any help from anyone in my life. Do you know what I mean? No one gave me... I didn't get bought a house or, given loads of money. And, even when my father died, I gave my inheritance to my stepmom, but, so I had a big point to prove. So, I wanted to prove to the world that I was better, and that made me quite selfish. I was very driven. And, again, because of being so driven and working so hard, I wanted to reward myself. And much like many of the people out there, I rewarded myself every weekend with a big smash up. And that was my reward for my hard work. And, it was worse when I made money, when I started making good money again. I thought that, a house, nice things, a car and all that would keep the missus off my back. She could look after the kids and I could go and reward myself. Very selfish. And ultimately, my story anyway, this led to the destruction of me. When I was angry, I drank. When I was celebrating, I drank. When I was bored, I drank. And every time I drank, I didn't want to drink with my family. I wanted to drink with my friends. Do you know what I mean? So I wanted to be out. I wanted to be at the pub. I didn't want to be home. And it made me selfish and angry. And the time I did spend with my family ultimately wasn't great time. It was selfish time. And I got to the point where I was just messing up so much that I was like, fuck this life, man. This ain't me. This is a version of myself I've created. This isn't me. I don't want to be this guy. And I could see the future. I could see that everything I really cared about I was going to lose. So I wanted to change it up. D-Day. That's what I'm going to call it. It was D-Day.
Menace to sobriety. Just a menace, just a menace. Just a menace. Menace to sobriety. Just a menace, just a